What is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to run through how I use the Novation Monostation. So just a general overview of the Monostation. These are the notes that you play with. This is your sequencer where you can program like a sequence. You have your filter, resonance, some distortion and overdrive. You have two oscillators. This is what you'll use to flip between them. The oscillator 1's pink, oscillator 2 is green. Here your oscillator controls your range. So for example, if I'm hitting this note, I can change the range of that note. And then I can also change what wave I want. So at the moment, we're on a triangle or sawtooth. Over here is the master volume, tempo control. So we're sitting at 120 at the moment. I don't know if you can see 120. Over here, your envelope controls, some decay. So if I want to lengthen the note or keep it really short, you can choose how you want to do it. Yeah, and then over here are some modulation controls, which I won't really get into, but I will demonstrate. So for example, if we just want to design a bass, we're going to keep the filter where it is at the moment. We're going to push the decay and the sustain up, and we're going to get this long bass sound. But before we do that, I just want to run through the scales. So these are the different types of scales where you can go through modes and everything. At the moment, this is minor scales. This is essentially a keyboard. If you're looking here, these are your white keys and these are your black notes. So this is C, D, E, F, G, A, B. What we're going to do now is select a scale, and for this purpose, since A minor is all white notes, it's the simplest scale, we're going to use that. We're going to click that and then we get A minor. So when we change back to our playing section, this note is now A. So if we were to design a bass, we're just going to drop the octave here. We're going to put the filter at about the middle there. And I'm just going to play a little bit and you'll see. But the interesting thing about this, I'm going to map the LFO to the filter, which can get really cool. So over here, using your source, it was on LFO, but just for the purpose, I'm going to choose LFO again. Positive is to the right, negative is to the left. So if we want to apply a positive modulation of the LFO, we'll swing this to the right, and the brightness of that light indicates how much of this modulation we're actually applying. So we're going to put it quite strong. As you can see, we've selected filter here. So now when I hit a note, you'll hear this rate of LFO flicker the frequency. Some bass house ones. But that is the basics of the LFO. And I'm just going to play around and you'll see how cool it sounds. That is the essentials of the LFO and just creating a basic bass pattern. But what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I use this in my songs, and I use this more as like an arpeggiator or a melodic element rather than a bass. And I find it really great for that. Essentially here now, I'm going to start to program a melody. Think of these as steps. So this would be your first beat of your bar, your second beat of your bar, your third beat of your bar, and your fourth beat of your bar. So we're going to program a little sequence, then I'm going to play bass over it, and you'll see how cool this stuff starts to sound. that is essentially how I use the monostation in my music.